So the fact this wasn't done sooner is actually pretty amazing. This is posted by Windows Central with the article artist being Daniel Rubino. And he talks about how a YouTuber went ahead and removed the camera module and the bump from the Surface Duo 2 in hindsight, taking away the bump and making the Surface Duo 1 with upgraded processor, upgraded RAM, and of course, upgraded not camera. Interesting. Let's talk about it. So, yes, we have a video here coming in from Phil Canal, who does go ahead and post him removing the actual camera module on the Surface Duo 2. And of course, it's a process. As you guys can see, he does have to go ahead and peel up the glass on the whole entire phone. Now, I will tell you right now, if you are thinking about doing this yourself, you got to be very, 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 very careful, because any glass on the back of any phone, when you are removing it, one simple mistake, like pushing in the tool too far, you will crack the whole entire glass. It's a very, very hard process. Removing plastic, very easy. Glass, not at all. Because if you put any pressure on any part of that glass, underneath that glass, you will break the glass. So just keep that in mind. There is problems with that. That's why probably wouldn't recommend doing this if you are going to do it, but of course that is up to you. Viewer discretion is advised to that. So of course he does remove the camera module right here, which of course does, again, like I said, only gives you one camera, but it does go ahead and remove this bump right here. And I'll be honest right now, this looks absolutely gorgeous, because of course the biggest thing about Surface Duo 2 is the bigger bezels, right? You have the unlimited bezels on each side rather than having that, you know, chalky, big, thick bezel. You actually have almost no bezels at all, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. You, of course, also do have the curved in display at either corner of the hinge, which of course gives you glance display, but it also gives you that more unique, beautiful look. And when you have it flat on a table like this, it's almost to a point where it's like, you know what, take a shot. You know why? Because as he does in his video, he does put a skin on his phone. So if you do mess up and crack the glass, you can also put a dbrand skin on it. And that, of course, saves you any issues in the future. But as you guys can see, he does put this back together. And yeah, without the actual, you know, cover and skin, it looks absolutely disgusting. I mean, if you were to just happen to do this yourself and that's what you see when you put the phone back together, you might be like, okay, this is actually one of the most disgusting thing ever. The bump is better. Well, once you cover that up, then you're going to absolutely have a lot better of a situation. And he does this right here by putting black tape over the camera modules. That of course does go ahead and make it at least look a little bit better when it is closed up. You don't see the camera, you know, module bodies. Now you of course just see that black tape, which he goes ahead and puts a sticker on the I won't say dbrand skin, but the skin on that area, and now it looks absolutely a lot better. Now it's pretty much just a dud camera just sitting there, right? So again, like I said, it does kind of suck that if you are doing this, you have to have a skin on it. So you can't have the beautiful, you know, obsidian model or the beautiful glacier model just bare no skin. You kind of have to put a skin, which of course keeps that, you know, robust look of having a camera without actually having a camera. And it works just like normal, no issues at all. And I'll say this right now, you know, with the camera software being very buggy on this phone, I'm not really too upset about like losing the cameras if you do go ahead and do this, especially with the fact that, you know, the cameras, yes, 16, 12, and 12, the sensor is not the greatest. It's very good, but it's not the greatest. So it's not like you're losing much at all. There are some budget Android phones out there that really have a very comparable sensor to this phone right here. So I'm gonna tell you this right now, right? Should you do this right now? My answer is no. I'm going to say no because, again, I'm sure my man's here, Phil Canal, has a lot of experience with taking apart phones and doing that kind of stuff. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who do have a lot of experience. But whenever you're working with this kind of stuff, the littlest thing you can break the phone. And if you are, currently rocking this phone, this is an $800 phone. At the end of the day, even if it is what's called resold or like used version, it's still $800. I wouldn't recommend risking it here and possibly breaking the phone. I mean, a lot of times when you are taking apart phones, there are ribbons that are connected from the screen to the motherboard, and if you do not disconnect it correctly, you will break that ribbon and that screen will be goodbye. So again, like I said, it's a lot easier to take apart this phone than, for example, a Galaxy Z Fold series, but I probably wouldn't recommend doing this. If you do have an issue with the camera bump, just rock the Surface Duo 1. It's still a great phone, great, amazing phone. But yes, as you guys can see on this one, I wonder how the proximity sensors work when he removes the camera bump. I know he does show it off here, but I wonder, like, over time, if anything is a problem. Like, obviously, he just did this, but in the future, I wonder if this is ever going to be a problem with different applications when you are using this without the camera, because you got to keep in mind that the software in this thing is programmed to have that camera bump, right? So whenever it closes, it's programmed to automatically think there's a camera bump there. So, like, start the software at this point because the camera bump's there. Now it's not there, I wonder how that does affect everything. It might not affect anything, or it might affect a lot. But we'll wait and see if there's any update on my man here. Guys, if you did enjoy this video, hit that like, comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.